everyone, welcome to the show. Today we are talking about the movie Mr. Crocket. Let me put the old picture up, and so you don't have to look at my sleeping dog.
You can see my grossness over here. You pull the table back a little bit.
Okay.
We weren't quite ready.
Okay.
She went in while I was still being a pig with my drink.
That's all right. So this is the new Hulu. Well,
it's a few weeks old now.
2 weeks old, Mr. Hulu. Hulu, Mr. Crocket. Let's watch the trailer because this movie is a little bit cray to the cray.
That's right.
Here we go. Let's mute and see how it goes.
Son, check this out. I got something for you.
Welcome to Mr. Crocket's World.
A friend like you is a friend like me. Whenever you're in trouble.
He's coming! He must be watching us. He's killing parents and taking more kids.
Go on, my child. This is my house now.
Take deep breaths. A friend like you is a friend like me.
They're it.
All right, so you did not feel involved, so I'm so sorry. You can talk and I'll be quiet.
She started the show and then goes, okay, let's watch trailer. And I'm just like, all right, I guess.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Anyway.
Hi, welcome to our show, babe.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
I told her I should just disappear and not be here when it came back from the trailer.
Rude.
And to see if anybody even asked.
They wouldn't.
Speaking of which, I have an idea with that same idea.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you in a second. So Hulu's gotten really good over the last few years about bringing some fun Halloween
Halloween.
Yeah, the
Halloween stuff.
Bringing some good horror films that are sometimes they're cheesy, sometimes they're fun. They're not like necessarily breaking down the walls of the genre, but bringing in something that's just kind of worth checking out.
Yeah, for sure. I love these original little movies.
Yeah, and this one was one that anytime you use any kind of children's television programming kind of idea, it blends itself perfectly for horror. Because if you think about especially the stuff from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, those shows, you could see if you take a minor twist to some of those shows, it could easily be a horror. Which is why they've been popular stuff like taking the banana splits and making a slicer flick out of it, and things like Willy's Wonderland and
animatronic.
Five Nights at Freddy's are all kinds of spin-off of those kind of things, and they lend themselves because they were kind of creepy to begin with.
They are creepy.
And it's the same idea with clowns.
Yeah.
Clowns are meant to be a kid fun thing at the circus and happiness and giving you balloons and whatever. And then people have real fears of clowns.
Oh, I absolutely
do. You take a clown giving a balloon to somebody, and then you take the same clown and you chop somebody's head off. It has the same effect, but a whole different vibe.
Yeah. And this guy, whoever this guy is creepy.
I've seen him in other stuff. And what's his name again?
Hold on. Let me go right here. Why don't you have your...
Elvis Nolasco?
Elvis?
Yeah.
Elvis has left the building.
So this movie is basically, the premise is, and I like we get no explanation.
Yeah, there is no reason.
Its premise is kind of like The Ring meets, I don't know.
It is where the guy comes from the
TV. Yeah, so basically there's a videotape,
you.
But it's a children's television show called Mr. Crockett's House or Playhouse or something to that extent. And these kids watch the show and they get intrigued. But unlike the normal of just like kidnapping, killing the kids, this idea is he takes the kids, but he kills the abusive parents.
Correct. He's saving children in his mind.
But also not a good guy.
Yeah, no.
So it's kind of that blend. If you look at him, he does not look like the character he plays.
This guy.
Yeah, but it looks nothing like him.
Okay, yes. No, I know. Okay, now that I see him.
Yeah, he looks nothing like you see him in everything else.
We saw him in the American Crime one season. I remember that.
Yes.
Okay.
This whole movie hinges on Mr. Crocket.
Yes.
If that character doesn't work, the rest of the movie doesn't work.
And he works.
And I honestly, from the trailer and the poster, I thought it was going to be a little more like silly horror.
Oh no.
But it's pretty dark.
And there's a little goriness. there's a little creature-y kind of thing happening too, and that's a supernatural element that we're just going to work with because he's coming through the TV.
Yeah,
So-
and they lean into the ridiculous nature of stuff like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
So the creatures and stuff they use to kill things when it's not him are ridiculous. They're stupid looking.
It's like the little chair thing.
Yeah, they're stupid. They're big dumb eyes. They're not meant to look like monsters. They're meant to look like something that came out of that playhouse.
Yeah.
And it's stupid, but it works at the same time.
Yeah, and it's interesting because what you see on the Playhouse stuff, but the reality of it is different. And then if you cross over into his reality, you kind of see things from a different perspective of what's happening there.
Yeah, in the real world stuff, it's
really
all people dealing with
Interesting.
loss and addiction and different real life things. And so it's kind of taking the idea of dealing with stress and trauma and things and having this as kind of how people become obsessed with something else to get them out of that universe. So like in Mr. Crockett's case, these kids become obsessed with the show and go from being angry, depressed, misbehaving, whatever, to solely focused on this Mr. Crockett show. And on the flip side, it's almost like their coping mechanism, and he's their solution without them really, because the kids don't really know that he's doing this at first.
Mm-mm.
When he comes out, it's not like the sinister Freddy Krueger's or whatever, even though that's kind of the vibe. He's almost like a Freddy. But he's very subtle, he's humorous, but he's very dark and terrifying all at once.
Yeah. Well, and then this goes into the idea, I was looking at this at one point, the subliminal messaging in children's TV shows, that they have things that kind of repeat and the catchphrase and stuff that keep kids entertained. Like it's enthralling, I guess.
It is.
And it keeps them in there. And it's kind of creepy.
Well, and it makes me think about things like I've been rewatching some older movies because they're doing 4K releases, and it's always baffles me about the things that become pop culture iconic sayings.
Yes.
So, like, I was watching Kindergarten Cop recently, and the first thing most people say when you say Kindergarten Cop,
it's not a tumor.
it's not a tumor, which is a throwaway line in the movie.
Yeah.
It's not even that important of a moment. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you were talking about with Brokeback Mountain,
I can't quit you.
that's not even actually the line,
but
that's close to the line, but
say.
that's what people stick with. And that's in the middle of an argument. It's not even a memorable moment of the line. So it's intriguing what sticks with people.
Yes.
And it's the same one that sticks with everybody. It's not like you're a fan of that and that one line.
I've seen it once.
Everybody says that
ago.
line. Everybody says very influenced, and then most people remember the lines wrong.
Yes. We always do.
Or you remember from a movie that's not the movie you remember it from.
Correct. It's quoted of something else.
Yeah, like most
quoting
people remember. I always go to this example, but most people think of whether it's Evil Dead or Friday the 13th. Everybody's thinking of Jason with the hockey mask. It didn't even happen to the third movie. And if you're thinking of Evil Dead, almost everything you quote and think of Evil Dead happened in Evil Dead 2,
Part
not Evil Dead
is the
1.
one. Yeah.
It's interesting how it just blends, and so this movie actually does a great job, I think, of merging all those together, being a fun movie, being a dark horror flick.
Yeah, it's really good though.
And what I hope does well enough, because we can see Mr. Crockett a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And there's something creepy about a man in a sweater vest and a Steve Harvey mustache.
And there was one thing he did, even like a little riff on Mr. Rogers. You saw where he like changed his shoes or changed his sweater or something. It was one of those. So it was just
it's a fun flick, man. If you like these kind of like horror flicks, it's not a lot to tell you because it's not overly original from a standpoint of bringing something new. It's just taking a fun concept, an original concept in familiar territory and doing something new with it. And I love that it's I know we shouldn't even be pointing this part, but I love that it's a black man that's doing it, because it's not a black man in a standpoint of a stereotype of criminal.
No.
He's like an iconic character of both children programming and now an iconic killer for the movies.
Yeah.
But he's wearing an outfit that is not what you would put in either of those people in a general
friend
statement.
like you and a friend like me.
Because if you watch,
it gets stuck in your head, man.
When you watch kids programming, they dress in these sweater vests or these long sleeve button-up shirts. They're very bright, goofy, like nerdy, geeky things that most people would make fun of them, no matter what ethnicity they are.
Yeah.
But you take that same person while they're killing people, it becomes this creepy outfit.
So creepy.
It's a great fun
And
flick.
there's one character that's kind of comes out of left field, but I figured out who it was. that storyline in itself was really intriguing
Yeah.
about that one guy.
Yeah.
It's actually a deeper movie than what it seems like.
But it's a
in
fun
addition to being a slasher.
And I hope
killer.
it is one that we get more of. I hope it did well
Mhm.
enough because I would just like watching Mr. Crocket do crap. So I would like to see Mr. Crocket come back and kill people because his mannerisms, if you saw in the trailer, that laugh he does, it starts off as like kids laugh and descends into like an evil madness laugh. It's just genius. Like
it's
the guy's
really good.
great in the role.
He's great.
It's a fun flick, man.
He did a great job. So check it out. It's on Hulu. I also posted a link to Huluween
Oh yeah,
Hub.
they always have tons of great stuff.
Great stuff. So they have feature films. They even have, like, if you want into the animation domination stuff, they even have just the Halloween episodes of that. Funny Halloween episodes of like Schitt's Creek or Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Will and Grace, like their Halloween episodes. Like they've gone through and curated so many great things. So if you're just looking for like snippets or clips or single episodes about Halloween stuff, that's the place to be.
And every year they put
So
out a bunch,
good.
and then there's a ton of them still out there. So you can find, if you're one of the
Yes.
people just looking for random Halloween movies you probably would have never watched or never heard about,
Yep.
Hulu's a great place to find it. Who would have thought?
The Thanksgiving horror,
Yeah.
the Easter Bunny horror.
Yeah.
I mean, all those movies were great. So
So
there you
anyway,
go.
check out Mr. Crocket streaming now on Hulu. It's a great fun flick.
Yep. Also,
But it's
don't
not for the
forget.
kids.
Yeah, don't forget to check out our website because we have free stuff. Tell me about the free stuff.
We got some digital giveaways of Deadpool Wolverine,
Nice.
as well as more from Twisters. We got some physical copies of stuff like Horizon Chapter 1, The Beast Within, which we'll talk about next
Ooh,
week at
nice.
some point, which we got to watch that because that comes out next week.
Okay, good. I like him.
Still a few copies of The Watchers and Exhuma, which is a Korean supernatural flick.
There you go.
I'll put it.
Okay. We'll see you soon, friends.
Peace out, dog.